Hi, so if you use IXL in your classes, let me show you a way for you to keep track of your students' diagnostic score. So this is how I keep track of my students' scores to see if they improve or if they go down. I use Google Sheets. Mind you, I'm not an expert with Google Sheets, but I just played around with it and found that this was helpful for me and my classes. I like to keep track of all of my classes. I teach 3 classes, all in just this one sheet, but you could split it up into different sheets. So first off, the first column is going to be period, and then starting diagnostic score. And let me wrap the text here. So format, wrapping, and I'm going to center it just to make it look nice. My school has follows a block schedule, and each block has about 9 or 10 weeks. So I like to keep track of their diagnostic scores on a weekly basis. So I'm going to do one column for each week. And let me keep going with this. Okay, so I created a column for each week. I'm going to center these as well, or I'll center everything. And let's make the text a little bit bigger, size 12, and let's bold it. Okay, so this is going to be first period 1. And I created some random names from a random name generator. So I'm just going to paste these here. Okay, so let me make this a little bit bigger also and bold it. Period 2, and I'll use those same names. Period 3. Okay. So now I'm going to create some borders just to make everything look nice. And so here's the border. So let's use just the outside ones. I'll make the line a little bit thicker. There we go. Let me create a border for this one too. Actually, I'll make one for all of these. This one, just the right border. Okay. Right, and then we have period 2. And period 3. Okay, so I'm going to give a color for each class as well, just to make everything a little bit nice, visually appealing. So let's make this one a light purple. And I'll make this one a light blue. And period 3, I'll make a light, let's make it a light green. Okay. Let's make this top bar a yellow, light yellow. And I'll also add a right border for this one. Okay. So I am going to freeze the top row. So I'm just clicking here and then view, freeze, one row. Okay, so if I scroll down, it's going to just stay up here along with all the other ones. Oops, looks like I messed up with this border here. Clear formatting. One sec. Okay, there we go. So I fixed that border here. All right, so let's start then with the starting diagnostic score. So you would go to IXL Language Arts. That's what I do, Language Arts. So here we have the Learning tab, but let's go to Analytics. And then go to Progress. Okay, and down here we have the diagnostic growth. So here's the starting level for students. So I'm going to make up some scores for these made up students, and I will come back in a moment. Okay, there we go. So I made up some starting diagnostic scores. And so each week you could keep track of their scores here. Maybe on the last day of the week, you would go in there and look at the current level. So have your students work on the recommended skills, say Monday through Thursday, and then on Friday, have them do the diagnostic test one more time. Okay, so let's say the student went up to a 540, and the student went slightly down to a 630, something like that. So to make it easy to see who increases and who decreases with their scores, we can create some formatting. So let me show you a formula for that. Okay, so the formula is I'm going to apply to all of these cells. So we're going to be comparing these columns to this column right here. And so you would go to Format, Conditional Formatting, and then this right here is B3 all the way down to B66. So we're going to make the format rule greater than. So I want to make it green if the score is greater than the starting diagnostic score. So you do equal, and then B3 because of this one, and colon, and B66 because that is the last one down here. This one. Done. Okay. And so see how this one turned green because it was greater than this score here. Let's pretend that this student also went up to a 500. So it's going to be green. And then if this week, maybe they go down to a 530. Nope. But if it goes up to a let's do 570 on week 3, it's going to be green. Okay, so let's also create another rule for another conditional formatting. If the student's score decreases, let's make it red. So I'm going to select everything again. Format, conditional formatting, add another rule, and let's make it less than. Okay, so if it is to equal B3 colon B66, and let's make it red, a light red. Okay. Just a moment. All right, so I tried to investigate a little bit, but again, like I said, I'm not really an expert with Google Sheets. And so it looks like it turned green because this is greater than this, but it is not greater than the original score. And so I'm a little bit confused about that. If you know how to fix this, you can let me know. But for now, this is fine. For me, at least, it's fine. I just like to see either they increase week by week or it goes down. And I can always just go back and compare it to the original score. But all right, so I'm just going to fill this in with some more numbers and I'll come back. Okay, so I finished filling these in, and now you can see your students' growth or if their score decreases. And if you also wanted to do something similar to keep track of how many skills students master, we can do that here as well, maybe even in the same sheet if you want to. So let me show you how I do that. I'm going to freeze this left column. So view and freeze one column. Okay. And over here on the right side, I'm going to create skills mastered. And do Alt and Enter, week 1. And I'm going to make this for all 10 weeks again, so just a moment. All right, there we go. And I will also make this bold, size 12. And let's do it like this. Actually, let's keep it size 11 maybe. Okay, and then let's also make this yellow just to make it pretty. And I'll add some borders again. Okay, I'll add some borders here as well. And finally, period 3. Okay. So now let's say the student mastered one skill. The student did 5, 3, 0, 0, 2, 1. I'll make this up for just a moment. Okay, so I made up some numbers here. And to check how many skills students master on IXL, it's in the same page here for analytics, progress, and skills progress. You would look under skills mastered. So skills mastered, that number shouldn't go down. It should only go up or stay the same. So let's make up some numbers here again. Okay, so I've made up some numbers and I decided that this takes up too much room to have the name like this. So I'm going to do the text wrapping instead. And let's make the column smaller. Yeah, it's a little better. Okay, so I've adjusted all of the columns. And now I'm going to use that same formula to make it green if the number goes up. So I will select everything here, all of those boxes, all these cells, and go to Format, Conditional Formatting, and we will make it greater than, equal, and we're looking at column M, number 3, all the way to, was it 66? Yes. And 66. Great. Okay. Awesome. And so the spreadsheet is done. So now let me give you some tips of how you can use this data here and how you can use it to increase student opt in or sorry, buy in with IXL. Maybe you have some pushback from students and they don't really want to use IXL. I know some of my students get kind of tired of it, or they don't see the purpose of it. But one of the things that I've been doing is using some of these IXL resources. So let me show you which ones. If you go to Teacher Resources and then go to Printable Resources, I have been creating customizable certificates. So let's do the excellence one. And I will make this for, let's see, a student who increased their diagnostic score. Let's give one to, let's see, I don't know. You would give it to anybody who increases their score, maybe on a weekly basis or however you want. Let's see, this one. Let's do Hannah Cruz. And so she grew by 40 points this week. So Hannah Cruz. Oops. Like that. And then your name, date. And you would print this out and maybe do a little celebration for students, maybe on Mondays. Give these out to students. You could also celebrate them in class, and instead of giving them out to them, put them up on a board and then give them to them at the end of the week. And another thing I've been doing is using coupons for increasing their diagnostic score or for mastering skills. So they would write here what they want to use the coupon for, maybe for extra points in an assignment, something like that, or for extra points in a quiz or a homework pass, whatever you want. And so you would write on here that it's good for blah, 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 for increasing diagnostic score. Let's see, maybe just increasing diagnostic. And maybe this one would be for mastering 5 skills. And you would print these out, cut them out, and give them to students again, maybe on a weekly basis. And finally, you could create a menu, a price menu for students to use these coupons. So this on Canva. I made this on Canva. And so, am I still recording? Yes, sorry. I made this on Canva for, let's say, mastering 5 skills. Maybe you have some stickers to give to students, some PBI's rewards tokens. That's what we have at my school. You can also use it to excuse a missing assignment, extra assignments, extra points on classwork, 10% added to a quiz, etc. And you choose one option per coupon. So you could give out those coupons for mastering 5 skills, but students could maybe staple them together and use them for one of these options down here. So I hope that this helped you out with using IXL and keeping track of diagnostic scores. And yeah, I hope this was useful. Bye.